Hello and welcome to the second episode of TLJT Talks. Today we have Professor Dr. Naresh Vats with us as a guest speaking on IPR and technology. Professor Vats is a professor of law in Rajiv Gandhi National University of Law. So thank you for coming to the podcast show, sir. Okay. So we'll start with the first question. Uh, how do you define intellectual property rights for our listeners?
Thank you. First of all, I'll like to say that the intellectual property is very emerging area in the modern world, and that too in the competitive world across the global market actually. And it is different like the intellectual property in the tangible form actually. And today, what we say here that every state has its own strength if you are able to protect your intellectual property. Maybe the intellectual property, when we discuss in terms of the copyright, in terms of the patent, in terms of the trademark, geographical indication, or integrity certificate, or the design, etc. So that is more important. And on the other hand, it is also very important if specifically the uniform kind of the law in tune with the universal models are there, and it will not be having any conflict across the world.
Another question that we have pertaining to this, how do you believe IPR could be related to technology?
Yes, it's a very important question actually. How the IPR is related to the technology, and specifically the information technology world. We are into the global world, and we are not restricted to the physical world, and the information technology has paved the way to either the communication or making the transaction and the commercial transaction across the world. And therefore, the information technology has been very effective and very importantly related to the intellectual property, and specifically the technology, it has more important, like in the patent world actually, patenting any of the technology. So that is the importance, because otherwise patent is not for other specific, like in the transport industries or the electronic industries. So the technology day to day gets on changes with the requirement and with the need of the consumers.
So, sir, now since we are talking of technology, so the next question is pertaining to the use of technology in online sphere. So, cybersecurity is essential for freedom of individuals these days, and the messages or these chats, they are end-to-end encrypted. But what steps should we take in case our digital security is compromised?
Yes, this is also a challenge today actually, because we have experienced almost for 2 years during the pandemic, and of course the world was not well experienced with the pandemic, and the information technology was also not explored to its extent. It has been exploited and explored because of the pandemic. It's a boon to the world, and the security concern has also been very serious. Like during the pandemic, maybe the data stealing or kind of the hacking of the bank accounts, hacking of the personal informations, and getting undue benefit. So that takes place. So for that purpose, it is very essential, like the when we are discussing about the cryptography. If the cryptography can be more stringent, and so therefore that way the private key and the public key are well known to everybody actually. But if that can be a little more stronger, so there it can be there. And another advice to the even users. Usually what we do, mostly of the users, they have their passwords which are very comfortable to them, and they are so related to them, either their date of birth or the name of the friends, name of the father, or somewhere name of the college, or the somewhere like that actually, or the house of the name. So it's that way it is the user's advice that the users must have the typical kind of the password, and which is containing all the alphanumeric and the specific characters, so that it should not be comfortable to the hackers to crack the passwords, as well as to save their secure the data. Even sometime like many of us, we are just coming up across, and we are experiencing that sharing the OTP, like today, any kind of almost everybody actually, they get kind of the informations that you are into this particular field, like the insurance, or otherwise kind of the help you are seeking, or sometime we are very keen to get the easy access to either to get any benefit. So for that purpose, computer is very smart actually. Technology is very smart, and they understand that with the even search engine, that which you like the most. So therefore, in that way, with the help of the search engine, the hackers, they enable you to call actually and get your information. So that is the problem actually. And for that purpose, if somewhere we can restrict, and the users can restrict themselves and creating the stronger password, so it will be helping for from the security side, cyber security side.
Right. So awareness is one of the most prominent things that we should do. But since you spoke about cryptocurrency, so there is no knowledge as to who runs it. Like there is no proper structure or something. So what should someone do if they are, they have their security is compromised in that arena?
Yes, it's a new the currency actually, or the digital currency, or the cryptocurrency, you name it, in any of the form actually. Of course, this is a very well designed cryptocurrency, and the reason is that it is the people, the users, or the members, they are in the chain actually. So the chain member, they are the member of it, the cryptocurrency, and but only the flaw is none of the regulator is there, no government regulator is there. It is the like the partnership actually, kind of the partnership. You withdraw, you put your share, or you withdraw, you are withdrawing and putting up your share. But only the thing is where, when to regulate, when to put it, or when to invest it. So depending on you actually. So that is the problem. But on the other hand, if the government can play its role for its regulation, it will be more important. Actually, it will be very, very effective one. But nonetheless, in the coming days, that has to be there. It has to be regulated, because the technology has given us the opportunity, and world is experiencing this kind of the currency. So physically or otherwise, it is difficult actually, because we have to make the transaction across the world. Sitting here, you can just it not in the euros, not in the dollars, not in the pounds, but say the universe, one currency, the cryptocurrency. That way we can name it. But somewhere some regulatory mechanism is badly needed.
So, in the context of this only, the concept of copyleft, as you know, it provides the users of the internet domain necessary freedom and the liberty for designing their program and software of any of the diversified cultures. In your opinion, is can copyleft create a communal ownership of several individuals within the sort of domain and limitation of copyright laws?
Yes, this is also very relevant topic actually on the copyleft, and it is also giving the opening the opportunities to the community actually, and it is also providing the kind of the motivation to the inventors, motivation to the inventor. But we see the copyleft means how do you explore the copyright? Means you have just created your copyright in a particular domain. So how do you use that particular right? Either creating in the form of the drama, either you create in the form of the translation, either you create it in the form of say in other form. So that is the kind of very innovative this one step actually, the copyleft, and explore the opportunity to explore for all the potential innovators, potential say the creators. So your angle of thinking is the different, mine angle of thinking is different, Aryan angle of thinking is the different. So Aryan may develop differently, but sometimes you may do it differently where I did not even thought of it. So that is an exercise, and yes, certainly it is left to the community, and that can be there, because even like sometime what I was reading, even the traditional knowledge, means traditionally even we can come together on a particular platform for the community, right?
So, sir, now since
So
we are
like in the digital form, digital world, in the digital world. So even it is not that we are in the physical world, but we are very well experienced with now with which subject? Same.
yes, sir.
Yes.
Can we repeat the same?
So, sir, I think you have answered the question, the previous question. So, since we are talking,
Copyleft. It's done, na?
yes, sir. So now we are talking of intellect, copyright, copyleft, all these things. So my next question is, what are some of the general IPR laws that everyone should know? And are there some landmark cases, some general theories that everyone should know regarding that?
Yes, some general IPRs actually, which is I was discussing like a common man actually, like for a common man, not we say because Indian society is the majority of the people are living in the rural, and the majority people are from the rural background and the agrarian class actually. And for them, it is very important that to educate them that protection of the geographical indication and the protection of the trademark and the cultural heritage even, because the unjust enrichment and the wrong IPs in the wrong hands. When we talk, if we learn from the experience from the Basmati case specifically, when the Basmati was considered to be patented by the US in the name of the Tasmati, whereas Basmati is the Indian created one, and that is not the part of the patent actually. It is considered as a geographical indication. When we are talking of the geographical indication, means thereby particularly the basmati, it is considered that basmati is not grown anyway, means everywhere. It is grown at a particular place or within the region of the Gangetic region actually. Within the Gangetic region, near and around the Ganga river. So it is not everywhere actually. And it has the unique quality that the basmati is grown within that particular geography, within the atmosphere only. Similarly, like means we fought and we could at least take back basmati going into the wrong hands. Similarly, of the turmeric case means it is not the first time they have used the turmeric. Our ancestors from the ancient time, they have been using the turmeric or the neem leaves or even the neem case. So we have been using. So therefore, our traditional knowledge is very rich traditional knowledge. Only the thing is that our community, our people, they need to be made aware and taught that they should not keep the knowledge with them, educate them, transmit them with the coming generation. And our responsibility, we people's responsibility to at least place it in the digital form. And when we are talking of the patent, then patent, it says the novelty. And novelty means that is not the novelty then, when it has come in either of the form. So it stopped the wrong people to get the wrong patent. If we digitize it. So this is the education we need for the common man actually. That we are rich in the traditional knowledge, we are rich in the other intellectual properties like geographical indication. We are very poor here actually, that we cannot educate the people actually. It is the students, those can disseminate, those can spread this information to the common man. It is we students, we teachers, we need to educate the society in this particular domain. Thank you.
I have another question with regards to cultural heritage. Do you believe that if there were any legislation with regards to cultural heritage, things like, for the example of basmati or even turmeric for that matter, in this legislation, do you believe the government should specify the time period upon which we can patent it, or even in the context of novelty? Do you believe something like that should be in existence?
See, patenting the basmati is not that criteria. Basmati is not getting patented. Actually, it is the geographical indication. Actually,
Yes.
on the other hand, when the invention or some innovative ideas has come in your knowledge, so it is our duty that to keep it confidential until unless it is not executed, until unless it is not requested in the form of the application for its registration. Because when we are going for the specification, even like the patent or filing an application for its registration, so it is with the registry of the patent office, registry of the trademark, registry of the geographical indication, that after the examination and after the particular information seeking opposition, then only they give the clearance and make it registered. Otherwise, specific time is there. Otherwise, when it comes in the public domain, so we are stopped actually. We cannot do that. That is the property of the public. Your exclusive right is no more than.
So also there's a lot of confusion regarding the patentability of a software, which is generally considered as a copyright if we take section 2 part FFC of the Copyright Act. So how viable is software patenting in regards to the Indian legal regime?
A very relevant question actually about the patenting of the software. And we could experience actually from last 2 years during the pandemic actually. And it is the information technology, it is the computer only which could save us from disconnecting from the world actually. Even it could save our academia. It could save our academia. But as per the Patent Act, the computer programming is not patentable. It is protected under the copyright. A lot of debate is there. European countries, they allow to patent. They allow to patent it. But on the other hand, my understanding and as well as has been held in the Fried Alumni versus Union of India case, when the technology with the computer with the combination of the software, so should be allowed to be patented actually, because every machine is working with the help of the software. Days have gone actually that manual operation of the machine is there. Now sitting here, you can switch on your fan, you can switch on your the air conditioner. Means that kind of the role of the programmer is there, and they have been programmed that way actually. So the time probably is not far away that it will be patentable to the extent.
So now since we are talking of software, so piracy also comes into picture. Like, so these companies, they are confronted with extremely high losses due to piracy of softwares, and these pirates, they gain a lot of money out of it. And the general public, they are not much aware of these pirated softwares and these things. So what is your viewpoint on it? Who's the ultimate beneficiary in it, and who loses?
Very importantly, and this is also the growing debate actually and serious concern for the author or the computer programmer, the software programmer, that pirated softwares are available in the market. Like if you see, it is the programmer only. The programmer can link its program with its system. If somebody like in the new computer, if you upload some program, and after 6 months or the year that get lapsed, until unless you do not renew it, so it will create some problem actually. And if you install the pirated program, so automatically it will make the original author to know, okay, gentlemen, you are doing the wrong thing and you have installed the pirated program, and therefore the computer will not accept the pirated program. So that is the reason actually that today there is a lot of competition is there, and the engineers and the software engineers, the programmers, they have become smarter and smarter, and the technology is evolving. Of course, when we say that the law, particularly Information Technology Act, it is not sufficient for this particular provision. With the time and the need, there is a need to update and fill the gap in the information technology to avoid the unjust enrichment of the wrongdoers.
Right. Just in consonance of this only, so in a case where someone expresses their views on a particular platform, right, and these views are particularly circulated by other means on other social media platforms, does that amount to infringement of IP? Because even if we take it in the context of an idea that's written down, when it's expressed, that's what makes it capable of getting an IP in general. So if something like this is happening, how can it be prevented?
Yes, This is another important intellectual property. One way actually when we say if someone express their views on a particular platform, means the protection under the copyright. What kind of the views are there? Means say the criticism, whether the negative criticism or the positive criticism.
So even
Relating, pardon?
no, sir.
Relating to the particular theme, you have your own copyright actually. You have your own copyright. On the other hand, like this will also be somewhere related to the trademark. Even the trademark, like tagline, or you have somewhere protected the trademark. So if somebody is circulating, so that is related with the particular trademark. On the other hand, like when we discuss about the song, you have sung the song, which is say composed by somebody, but your voice, you have your copyright, you have your performer's right. Aryan sings the particular song, Aryan has his own performance right.
And that he does.
So that way you have your own voice actually. But nonetheless, we cannot ignore the composer. The composer has his contents. As a performer, you will have. As a performer, you will have. Everybody has that liberty. Right?
Yes, sir. If there's an unauthorized use of someone's intellectual property, such as videos, photos, articles, or even websites, it is another common legal issue today. So, especially on social media platforms like Instagram. So, should social media take action towards such incidents, or should the government be forming some mechanisms to deal with such incidents?
See, the social media is very vast media. It contains a lot of material, huge material actually. Maybe the Instagram, maybe the Facebook, maybe the WhatsApp, lot. Until unless somebody do not object. So it is very difficult actually. Even the service providers even. No, it is very difficult actually. If it is concerned to you, you object, you make a complaint. If they do not, then yes, remedy is there. The remedy is there. Otherwise, monitoring kind of the government, if it is related to the government has its monitoring system. If it is against the policy, against the public, yes, automatically the people are there, they have been deputed and they can just watch out. Otherwise, if it is related to the individual, so it is an individual concern actually. So how it is affecting your image. So you have to shout and you have to complain for it. And after complaining, definitely the media person, definitely the service provider or intermediaries, they will take care of it. If they are bound intermediaries, they have the liabilities then. They have the liabilities. The routes are different actually. So they can stop it. Thank you.
Exactly, but sir, how many people do actually report such kind of infringements is the question. For example, you post a picture on Facebook, on Instagram, or somewhere else, and there's certain meme page running, and they take your picture from there and they make a meme out of it. So here, your reputation is compromised, your privacy is compromised. So how should these things be tackled? Should the privacy policies and terms of usage policies of these platforms be more stringent? Should there be a proper body to look after it or something like that?
So for this purpose, actually, I feel my concern is complaining, as the cyber cell is there, actually every place the cyber cell is there. You report to the cyber cell, and onward the cyber cell, they will just inform to the particular the IP, where the IP was used actually, from which IP they have communicated, and accordingly they will just take action.
Yeah. So, sir, now since we have talked this much about intellectual property and its usage and such things, so do you think that intellectual property in a way inhibit development? Like, if there's something that is patented or copyrighted, so no further development can be made on that role. Should it not be like a relay race where someone is running with a baton and they just pass on the baton to someone else to complete the race further? Like, what would a non-IP world look like? Would there be more developments? Would there be more innovation?
Very clever question you have asked. Okay, if see, what if there is no physical world actually? What if, or what if? Because otherwise, see, if there is no intellectual property, means the intellectual property has emerged now. Actually, we thought of it. Otherwise, it is not that today actually we are started, but from the long time since ancient, the intellectual property have been protected actually. But the people have become, or the intellectual, they have become aware now actually to protect it. Like otherwise, a kind of incentive, kind of motivation, the creators, we will be killing our creators. Kind of the exclusivity, kind of the monopoly for particular period. You feel delighted if some patent is in the name of Aryan, some copyright is in the name of Aryan, some trademark is in the name of the Aryan. Means somewhere you have done differently and exceptionally. So if you are given that kind of the incentive for a particular period, so why should not be given? It should be given to the individual. Otherwise, everybody is cutting, copying, pasting. That will continue. The WS market will be there. Like very rightly. Other means nothing, no improvement, no innovation will be there. So there is a dire need actually. Like even the traditional knowledge I was discussing. As such, a traditional knowledge is protected under copyright only, that's all. But to educate the people, it is our responsibility. Means many intellectual, the assignment, many intellectual ideas are emerging from the young minds. So definitely we need to protect the interest of the young minds and the intellectuals and the engineers, the scientists, academicians, scholars, every stakeholder, even the farmers, even the stakeholders, those are able to create uniquely. So there is a need actually. Otherwise, we will be again in the ancient time actually, back to the nomadic time.
So thank you so much, sir, for recording with us. We are done with the questionnaire, and I'm very sure that the listeners will gain the most out of it. This is one of the most academically sound podcast episodes that we have had, and we are very thankful to you for joining us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you both. Thank you both of you, and thank you igniting me. Actually, I don't know to what extent I am able to respond to your queries, but yes, I hope it will. The information will be the good for the listeners.
So it was a
And
pleasure.
we will be coming up. We will be coming up with the next program.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you both. Thank you. Thank you.